All right, welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Nigeria. Just a reminder, and for now, newspaper review will be coming up presently. Please don't go away. Stay with us.
All right, I got Chukwudi Kolibaja with us this morning. Chukwudi, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see
I am
you.
smiling on behalf of local government chairmen across the 774 local governments in the country. Yes. Hello, Claire.
Morning, Chukwudi.
Morning.
Well, that's the disposition of a lot of people. Like I said to Imre, you know, it's good news for some. For other people, it could be repressive.
The Supreme Court has ruled.
It could be repressive and depressive.
When you say some people, why don't you just say it clearly?
No. It may not
some
just,
people,
for all you know, it may not just be for the state
governors.
executives. Yes, you'll be shocked to find a different interpretation,
of course,
given to the section, you know, that the Supreme Court relied on to give this order. You'll be surprised.
The way you bring two lawyers here and they keep arguing
over
about
this, you know, you'll be shocked. So it's not just a matter of and again, it's also a matter of the structures to effectively implement, you know, disbursing the funds.
Well, maybe when you take the headlines, we're going to add to that.
Please, thank you for reminding me. Yeri wants to start because you have two papers.
All right, so let's begin with the Vanguard newspaper quickly. The lead story here says executive order. Drag makers seek clear timeline, stable naira for 70% production. The riders maintain non-implementation, hampering companies placing order on importation of raw materials, and others say unless naira value was fixed, local drug manufacturing a mirage. Above that, we have Edo 2024, Obatake inaugurates 20-man transition committee. On inflation, we are suffering for ways and means loan. And that's according to Cardoso. And you can read up details on page 20. Looking away from the top of the front page of the Vanguard now, looking below the lead story. Of course, Supreme Court verdict is also right here on all the papers this morning. And the Vanguard puts it this way. We have taken judgment in good faith. That's credited to Governor Soludo and Otu. Page 5 has that. We also have alleged 33 billion naira fraud. Ex-power minister Maman slumps in court before trial. All right, same. All right, looking away from the Vanguard now, let's see the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph leads with constitutional rights. Supreme Court frees 774 local governments from governor's grip. Wow, interesting headline. Supreme Court frees 774 local governments from governor's grip. Grants financial autonomy to councils. The riders bars governors from dissolving democratically elected local governments, allocation to be paid directly into local government accounts. People will now hold local government leaders to account. That's credited to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Judgment, victory for democracy, according to Senator Kalu. Nigeria's problems now halved, according to Norgay. And of course, so many riders attached to that. Of course, so many comments as regards that judgment. Away from that, above the masthead, Senate rejects bill to regulate foreign exchange markets in Nigeria. And reps flay incessant arrest of journalists. Of course, this needs to be addressed as soon as possible. The rider says passes bill for Ekiti State creation for second reading. You want to find out what's going on. Pages 4 and 30 has that. Ganduje wife orders to be tried in absentia as judge rules against bench warrant. Page 30 has the update in Kano. And let's look below the picture story now. We have DHQ, terrorists planning to attack critical infrastructure nationwide. Says security agencies placed on alert. Minimum wage. Be realistic in your expectations, Tinubu tells Labour. Suggests reduction in negotiation time frame. Both parties to meet again next week. Page 3 has that update. And finally, in a grain strip, at the bottom of the New Telegraph, we have study. Reducing meat intake can lower diabetes, cancer risk. You want to see that? Page 29 will guide you.
All right, I just have two more or so stories to add from Daily Sun because you've almost read everything. I think maybe the papers seem to be,
Yeah, there's a point of convergence,
yes,
as it were.
this morning.
Because of the...
Thank you. That's the right word. Point
Yes.
of convergence, and that's why we've been trying to get our tax. Currency exchange rate to come at a convergence.
Oh, yeah.
Parallel market and all that. Okay, so the Daily Sun is reporting all the stories. Plus, reps move to protect journalists against arbitrary arrest and detention. It's on page 4, and this is a story that will interest a lot of the journalists practicing in Nigeria. So just pick up Daily Sun and get all the details on page 4. And also, bribery reporting rises to 8.6% from 3.6%, says NBS survey. And this is quite interesting. And so I tried to look it up to see, get a little bit of the details. And it says that, and that's coming from, by the way, the data is coming from a survey conducted by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS. And it says that it shows positive impact of efforts of anti-corruption agencies in raising awareness and getting Nigerians to report any incidents. And Chukwudi says this shows that a lot more people are willing to report cases of bribery.
Of course,
yes. People asking them to pay or take. And this indeed, according to this paper, has put Nigeria on the lead of countries with international best practices.
That's a good one.
Corruption.
You see, when you say institutionalized things, it doesn't mean that one big thing is done about one big policy and all that. Attitudes. If you give me assurance that if I resist the man who says if I don't bring 20,000 naira, my file will forever get missing, I'm going to be bold enough to resist whatever they want me to bring. These the little institutions you put in place make it practically impossible for people to do certain things.
When you have weak institutions,
exactly,
you know what happens.
Exactly.
And all the issues when we talk about challenges, when we talk about obstacles and all that, you can find that it is usually attributed to weak institutions.
Exactly.
Security issues we have now, it's more because of the capacity of our institutions, to deal with it.
That's it.
So, like you said, when you have institutions that, of course, are also changing with the times.
Nobody relishes self-hurt. Nobody. It is certain things that make you look the other way while your foot is in the fire against your will.
Democracy works with institutions.
Institutions.
So
yes. That's it. And that is very interesting. I mean, this NBS, it means that we can be salvaged. We can salvage ourselves. Yeah. DHQ is warning about, possible terrorist attacks across the nation. See something, say something. Let us all be proactive about it. I think that's what that's what we are going to need to say there. But if you allow me add to the local government autonomy thing, you can see the list of people who are applauding the Supreme Court judgment. Suddenly, we've all turned a new leaf. Even those who were against it. What choice do they have anyway when the Supreme Court has ruled? I am so happy. I don't know why. Are you saying that governors didn't know that those we copied have municipalities, the layers of government in US in US that have this autonomy? Don't they know? Are they not frequenting there all the time? What mischief allows them to do this? At the end of the day, what I'm pleading for is let us look carefully to see whether there are more loopholes that can permit some arm twisting in the shadows by the governors on these, local governments. But because you never know.
Yes, you want to say something because for every decision, for every policy decision, it's not always rosy. There are always issues that will need to be resolved. Yes. Now, we're operating a federal system. Yes. So we must also begin to see how we can deal with, what will come out of this, Supreme Court order.
Yes.
It has bestowed enormous powers, on the local government.
Time to hold them accountable too.
Precisely, because there's also a lot of financial mismanagement and inefficiency at that level. Which is also
EFCC, I hope you're listening to Claire. Go get them if they misbehave.
Yes.
So
we must wake up. This is the time. This is not the time where we say, yes, local government, now you have the power.
Claire.
It is more work.
The Supreme Court has done a great job. But at the end of the day, internal party democracy also has a hand in this. When we get to that era, when we can throw away, I made him governor, I made him local government chairman. Do you understand? That's why I said, could arm twisting in the shadows still happen? There are so many absurdities we willingly, introduce in our system.
And then are we going to begin to see drama between local government chairmen and governors now, like we were seeing with ex-governors and their...
You see, I think
if it happens, let them go to court. Let them slug it out.
Anyway, let's leave the local.
Since that's the topic,
because it's a topic,
and
we're not the expert. We will only be looking at questions from beneficiaries.
From our peripheral journalistic all-round knowledge.
But Chikode, I'd like to get your view about the minimum wage and the update so far. Yesterday, the president met with labor leaders, and then there will be another meeting next week. What do you think about all of this? What will come out of it?
I know that labor will lay me on the road, so I'm going to say this. 250,000 naira is not likely to happen.
I will relay you in this studio.
You are even starting the relaying in the studio. God help me. The thing is this. Whatever they agree, let them always bear in mind that the workers we are even arguing for are languishing somewhere. I don't think it's going to be 250,000 naira at the end of the day. But then government should also look into what they are quoting, whether they can meet one another, each other. I'm treating them as two parties now, halfway. Halfway resolves most things in the world. You can't get all the things you want in life. Win some, lose some, and life goes on. Another
interesting story. Reps move to protect journalists against arbitrary arrest and detention.
I saw it.
Yes, and I think it's about time. It's high time that did. But the steps I'm reading from here, I don't know if they... Well, let me read out one of them so that you can review that. It says, the House urged the police and other law enforcement agencies to charge anyone, including journalists, to court in line with Section 24 of Cybercrime Act 2015, if they violate the law, rather than depriving them of their constitutional rights. Also, the Green Chamber resolved to enact a law to enhance press freedom.
Okay.
As well as investigate recent cases.
But they can reinvigorate. Is it 38 or 39? I can't remember. It should be one of them there. They can reinvigorate freedom of expression and all that. But it's already in our statute books.
Exactly.
And when you say they move to protect journalists from arbitrary arrest, journalists are not special people. Let them move to make it unlawful for you to keep a man beyond when you should keep him in cell before he goes on trial. Even arresting him. People get arrested in this country on flimsy excuses.
Indeed.
It's impunity on the part of those law officers who are perpetrating it.
Indeed.
So let reps move to protect every Nigerian from arbitrary arrest and detention.
I think this is because in the past few, should I say weeks or a month or so, a number of practicing journalists.
It's been a deluge, so to speak.
Yes, have been. I know of a blogger in Lagos who has been in police custody for I don't know, how many times within a quarter.
Let them try it against you, Onyere. Chukwudi will go get them and tell them, you can't do that to my
I violate the law. I would not.
Claire was only pulling your leg.
Yes, I know.
If you do what makes it necessary for you to be arrested, we'll submit you to the police. So don't go self-praising.
Well,
anyway, but I think we can do more as regards press freedom in this country.
Exactly.
At the moment, ranked 112th in the world out of 180.
Apart from press freedom, please give journalists wages that will make them be journalists.
Okay.
A lot of us are compromised.
Chukwudi, please
because
go
we're beggarly.
Go home and let Madam arrest you. I'm sure you remember that song. Arrest me with your love, baby. All right, Chukwudi, have a good weekend.
I won't buy your song.
All right, let's take a break. Producer is already here and banging. So let's go for this short break. When we come back, we'll begin our conversations.